Hey all, Scott here from the Immersive Machine. Wanted to put together an in-depth recap video of our experience that was created for Neotropolis 2025. CRuX Industries was the fever dream of the Immersive Machine, our tiny cyberpunk escape room company from Phoenix, with way too much ambition and not enough time. After attending Neo for the first time last year, we decided to go big and give back by becoming a full-fledged faction. We reached out to a handful of brilliant escape room designers, craftsmen, and tech heads, and we ended up with a crew of 7 crazy people ready to tackle this project. CRuX Industries, the faction, included 3 primary interactive experiences. The CRuX Factory, a 15-minute live game where robot factory workers were on strike, so humans needed to step in and operate 4 workstations, each with unique escape room-style challenges. The CRuX Decoder, a 24-hour public access terminal used to decode secret messages planted by other factions across the city. The Robo Scanner, a longer side mission where players used a custom handheld device to uncover the mystery of our missing robot workers. For our first faction build, it was pretty ambitious, but we're really happy with how it came together. Over 120 players completed the factory, and over 2,000 decoder tapes were scanned. The turnout and the feedback really blew us away. Now, for those of you who want a deeper look behind the curtains, let's dive in.
The CRuX Factory.
The idea behind the factory was a simple one. 4 people, 4 escape room style games. Easy peasy. But then I just couldn't stop myself from adding features. A timer and digital scoreboard, dynamic difficulty for the puzzles, and sound effects, a pneumatic tube that shout out prizes, alternate game modes, funny videos, mandatory team building round, and custom soundtrack. Maybe we went a bit overboard. To handle all that craziness, we networked each station over Ethernet with MQTT to the microcontroller that was running it. The central brain was built in Node-RED, running on a Raspberry Pi. It managed everything, the gameplay logic, the timers, the scoring, the audio, the video. Yes, it got out of hand. No, we're not sorry. Okay, maybe a little. Now let's take a closer look at each of the different stations.
The Material Station.
The materials were falling fast, and players had to keep the flow going. This station challenged players to match codes with rapidly depleting material levels by spinning a physical dial and punching in the resupply codes. It was digital whack-a-mole that kept the player busy the whole round.
The Microchip Station.
Create the microchips by matching the pattern inside the peephole to the larger microchip board. Seems easy, right? Not quite. As the game progressed, space got tighter, colors got trickier, and you had to memorize the patterns and use logic to solve the digital slide puzzle, or you'd spend your whole game looking back and forth into the peephole.
The Assembly Station.
This was our most futuristic station, featuring computer vision. Players solved bizarre and humorous visual prompts by arranging puzzle pieces on a grid. 2 screens displayed instructions on top and live feedback below, and the system validated the submissions using fiducial markers. Players would press and hold the buttons, triggering a flash and a snapshot of the grid. Each of the mini-games had multiple levels of difficulty, from easy to nearly unsolvable. Players who could pass the most levels would be rewarded with extra points.
The Logistics Station.
The hardest of the 4 stations, logistics was a shipping puzzle on steroids. Players had to use the screen to locate the instruction chips, then solve 4 mini-puzzles using the 8 slider inputs. They recreated the corporate logo, then found the destination city, selected the most efficient shipping routes while avoiding space cops and nebulas, and then calculated the cost of the shipment. Once the route was set, they cranked a big lever, like a factory slot machine, to hopefully solve this beast of a puzzle in time.
The CRuX Factory Set.
The substructure, walls, booth, and lighting were all constructed and painted ahead of time at the Immersive Machine by our lead set designer, Kaylia. It was flexibly designed and engineered so that we could pop up the metal frame inside of the megablock structure and then quickly hang and secure the walls in place once we were on site. The French cleat system on the walls allowed us to hang each of the puzzle stations securely, but still have room to run the massive cables to our overhead electronics control center. It was a ton of work ahead of time, but it allowed us to pop up our faction structure securely and quickly so that we could focus on getting the game working and adding some fun details.
Audio and Video.
2 additional monitors were added, one to handle the scoreboard, and a second to trigger a series of videos which I created by acting out all the parts and recording the voice lines, and then using 4 different AI softwares to generate, replace, and reanimate the action. For audio, I also used some AI tools combined with standard audio music software to create music for each game round and an ambient soundscape for the factory.
CRuX Industries Decoder Terminal.
Our 24-hour decoder let players uncover hidden messages by using fake data tapes and old-school hardware. Over 50 factions submitted secrets to be found using the terminal. I created over 70 custom 8-track cartridges and over 40 custom Atari cartridges using modified AI art and custom titles, each tagged with NFC tags that would trigger messages in a database if combined in the correct pairs. We didn't foresee just how many people would use the terminal to try and solve mysteries and find hidden information while not on an active quest. So we have some plans to add some additional secrets and Easter eggs to the decoder in the future.
The Robo Scanner Side Quest.
The Robo Scanner was a portable quest line. Players discover the quest by either talking to the CRuX cohort or by scanning the CRuX Progress's mandatory decoder tape. They would receive the robo detector and then scan the missing robots poster to get information about the robots. They would then hunt around the megablock to track down our missing robots by scanning tracks and piles of bolts or puddles of oil to uncover the truth behind the missing workers. Players who solved the side quest would have the decision to make. Either patch the robot code to call the robots back to work, earning some credits, or set the robots free, earning a Robo Rebel pin. Unfortunately, only a few people got to play the side quest, since we ran into an issue keeping the robo detector devices properly charged. Lessons to be learned for next time.
CRuX Factory Sign.
We wanted a cool sign for the factory, so we hit up a friend who has this beastly plasma CNC machine to cut the sign out of metal. If you're looking for some cool metal CNC work, let me know and I'll put you in touch. We then lit the sign using some crazy 8-channel Visiolite Vibrance LEDs, which were created by one of our faction's designers, Armin. The Vibrance LEDs create these unique colors that you really can't achieve with standard LEDs, and they really helped our sign stand out in person.
Final thoughts.
A final thanks to the organizers, to every faction who played with us, to every player who walked in the factory, decoded a tape, or went hunting for missing robots. Thank you. This was chaos. It was beautiful. It was an honor to be part of this amazing community. We are so excited to take what we learned this year and make something even cooler next year. If you're missing CRuX, we do have bits of it installed in the lobby of our escape room, so come visit us in Phoenix and play our cyberpunk escape room Cell Cybernetics at the Immersive Machine. Otherwise, we'll see you next year.